Like most martial arts instructors, I'm often asked which style of martial art is best for real self-defense. Well, obviously, if I didn't believe what I teach was the most utilitarian, I would just change it so that it was. But to add to the answer, I think one thing that most people who are not martial artists miss is that in the world of combat, we know that any fighter can beat any other fighter on any given day. You can be a great warrior, but if you have a stomach flu, you're going to be outmatched by the least trained child. With that in mind, what really wins in the end is the right attitude, the attitude of self-mastery, self-actualization. The story of the Tea Master illustrates what I mean. If you aren't familiar with it, Chado, the way of tea, or tea ceremony, is an art that goes back to the 9th century AD. Those who mastered the art were revered as being on the same caste level in society as a samurai. Their sense of calm and exactness to detail were, and still are today, actually similar to that developed by the practitioners of martial arts. Once upon a time, a tea ceremony master was walking through the town market when he accidentally jostled a samurai. The samurai took great offense and normally would just kill the offender, but because the samurai and the tea ceremony master were of the same social caste, the samurai could not simply lop off the Chado master's head. So the samurai challenged the tea ceremony master to a duel the following morning. Now, the tea ceremony master knew nothing of sword fighting, but was bound by honor to show up for this duel. Not wanting to embarrass himself, he went to the town's swordmaster and asked the swordmaster if he could be taught to use a sword. The swordmaster was rather flustered, not really being able to teach much in the space of one evening. He showed how to hold a sword, how to do a basic sword stroke, and then he said, "I can teach you nothing about how to fight this evening, but I will tell you this. Go to the bridge in the morning, hold the sword just like this over your head, think of the tea ceremony. When your opponent approaches, strike with all your might." The next morning at dawn, the tea ceremony master stood at one end of a bridge, and the samurai arrived at the other. The tea ceremony master held up his sword as he had been shown and thought of his tea ceremony. The samurai watched the tea ceremony master for a good while. Finally, he bowed, turned, and walked away. The point I would make is that all martial arts can be useful for training a martial spirit, a purity of focus that will help regardless of what physical techniques one practices to learn that focus. Even the less obviously combative arts train that spiritual side. It is an error to discount that side of the martial arts. In this case, the most effective art was the art of tea.